All right, welcome back. Now, for this live stream, I'm going to go ahead and include a monologue. This was a call in, a Twitter space that Tariq Nasheed held, and a caller called in, and he referred to this article. He referenced to this article, and there was no real answer to this guy's article. I don't know. Well, he brought the article up just to try to make black Americans look bad. He tried to think of anything, any way possible to sort of embarrass black Americans. We all know how these Twitter spaces are. And nobody really challenged, nobody really took his article on heads on. Nobody really tried to combat it or debunk it. And I'm going to do my best to respond to it directly on this live stream. Now, the way I look at racists and racism, there are always white racists out here trying to think of ways to convince the general public that black Americans are less intelligent by nature, that we are genetically, biologically inferior. Nothing has changed from the slave days. Well, obviously things have changed, but their quest to establish that blacks are inferior genetically, that has not stopped. This whole crusade that they're on, this crusade to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that black people are less intelligent, they lose sleep. They literally lose sleep trying to think up these different, trying to think of a new way to prove it. Okay? Understand I'm talking about white supremacists right now. I'm not talking about Africans. I'm not talking about blacks in the diaspora. I'm talking about white supremacists. They put an enormous amount of stock in the belief that blacks are intellectually inferior by nature, that we are, in fact, inferior beings by nature. There's nothing we can do to stop it. Okay? So, in that sense, nothing has changed. They're still trying to prove that we're subhuman, that we're underdeveloped, that we're not as evolved as other groups of people. And I point that out because I want black Americans to stay sharp on this issue. Don't stumble up. Don't get confused. Don't be at a loss for words when people take it there. Now, I want y'all to listen to this. Listen to what this African guy says.
Yeah, Tariq, I just wanted to ask you why is it stated that 85% of Black American children can't read at a proficient level and 85% can't do mathematics at a proficient level? What's going on with your children?
So where are you getting that stat? Wait,
Hold on, let me post in the jumbo channel. I'll post it 1 second.
post that in the Jumbotron.
Now,
Come on, post.
first of all, look at how desperate, and this just came out of nowhere, mind you, but look at how desperate he is and how happy he is, how ecstatic he is, and how he swallowed this article, the information in this article, hook, line, and sinker, no objections.
Post it right now.
Yeah.
And another thing as well,
5% of
Tariq,
black
yeah, I
kids
want to,
can't read. Where the hell did you get that?
yeah, at a proficient level, yep. I'm gonna post it right now.
Mhm.
Post
Okay, so understand what it says. It says that they cannot read at a proficient level.
it right now.
I want to see that. And then,
Yeah, another thing, Tariq,
and
yeah.
also,
Um,
okay, also, where's Wani? Because Wani be having, is Wani in here? If somebody show the stats of the illiteracy rate and the literacy rate in his homeland of Nigeria. What's the literacy rate?
yeah, but Tariq, in my country, we're bilingual though.
Okay,
That's not
what's the
fair.
literacy rate?
You heard that? He said, in my country, we're bilingual. So that's his excuse as to why they have a high illiteracy rate wherever he's from.
We're bilingual. We speak two different. We speak two languages, so you can't compare
Sir,
the two. You speak one language.
that don't mean shit. What's
Yeah, it's in the jumbotron. 85% can't do maths.
He said 85% of black Americans can't do math. So he's going back and forth paraphrasing this article. Because understand, there's a huge difference between not being able to read and not being able to read proficiently. There's a world of a difference.
Yo, up here talking about Africans.
you fake lying and fake laughing don't mean nothing? Yeah, you fake.
It's in the jumbotron. It's there, brother. It's right there.
Okay,
Documented
but
right
where is it?
there.
Where is it? Okay, where it is? Okay, according
What you have to say
to
about that?
mathematics. Okay, that's
Now the guy is laughing about it. This African guy is laughing about it. And understand, this information is about youths. Right? Why would you laugh about illiterate children? Just putting things into proper perspective. He thinks that this is funny.
is that from AI?
Bro, come on, man. It's bro. Tariq, let's not Tariq. Come on, bro.
Well, sir, damn, what's the literary rate of homeland?
We're bilingual. We speak two languages.
Yeah,
You speak one language, and 85%
but
cannot
but
even
but
read
yeah,
in that
got a
language.
stat. My brother just sent a stat over in your homeland. Yeah, like half the people are illiterate. Just half the people, not proficient.
I just told you we are bilingual. We speak two languages.
You can't read. Half the
No, we're bilingual. We are
half
bilingual
the people in your homeland can't even read. Period.
because they speak their native language. You
That
guys have one language to learn, and you can't even read proficiently in.
proficiently, that's subjective. What does proficiently mean?
There you go. Now you're talking. That was an important point that Tariq just made. Let me back it up so y'all can hear it again.
What do you mean?
Their native language. You guys have one language to learn, and you can't even read proficiently in.
Proficiently, that's subjective. What does proficiently mean? What do you mean?
What does that say? Whatever
We're
the
not
definition of
illiterate.
proficient says, that's what.
You see, this African guy, he don't even know. Whatever it meant, whatever it says, whatever proficiency means, whatever it says. So he was just ecstatic, happy to find an article that projects black Americans in a negative light. That's all that was about. Okay? Simply put, these people just get off on trying to project black Americans as inferior beings.
What it
They're
says.
not illiterate and they're more successful than the people in your homeland, sir.
Yeah, you can dispute the facts, but I just got one more thing to say to
They're
you
more
before I get off.
successful,
Yeah,
but why are these black kids more successful than the people in your homeland?
because they're out there selling drugs and killing people. That's why.
So that's your people, and how, y'all can do that correct.
He said black Americans are more successful because we're out here selling drugs and killing people. I mean, listen to this guy. Many of them, they do this. They know the stereotypes, but they can't put it in the proper context. What type of statement is that? That even though black Americans can't read, they're successful because they're selling drugs and killing people? What are you talking about, Tether? That doesn't even make sense. They're just desperate to cling on to anything. I'm telling you, these people like him, and I'm just talking about people like him, they are no different from white supremacists. They're white supremacists in blackface. White supremacists in blackface. 110%. You can't trust these people at all. And understand too, these people worship white people. They worship white people. Literally. So they will never question anything that white people say. Unlike us. They will never question anything that comes out of a white person's mouth.
Because they're out there selling drugs and killing people. That's why.
So that's your people, and how, y'all can do that correctly. You can't even sell drugs and make no money. Y'all just sell the drugs and still have to wash your hair with cow piss. So you still don't make.
Yeah,
You're not even good drug dealers.
yeah,
Yeah, at least our kids can be good drug dealers. Y'all don't even have no kingpins. Y'all,
yeah. But we don't sell drugs.
no,
Well,
no, because you would
well.
say,
Okay. That article that he was talking about is right here. Um, Now, this is just the Hills version. I'm quite sure that dozens of media outlets have done articles on this. Quite sure. I understand too, this has nothing to do with IQ. Nothing to do with IQ, nothing to do with the IQ exam. Just strictly mathematics and reading. Now, here's the article. Now, as we go over this, ask yourself, why would they make this information public? What's the purpose in looking into something like this and making it public? Many of America's black youths cannot read or do math, the headline says, and that imperils us all. And this was published in 2021. And understand they're dealing with math and reading. So they're going to give 2%. And they're going to give information on various states. And I'm going to deal with this section right here. Should see on your screen. Okay. Sorry about that. Still loading here. Okay. It says in California, 90% of students cannot do math or read well. Understand they're talking about black students. Black students. In New York, the numbers are 85% and 82%. Okay? Meaning 85% of them cannot do math well and 82% cannot read well or proficiently. Illinois, 86%, 85, Texas, so on and so forth. They give the rates for Maryland, Georgia, Washington, D.C., and others. They say that's just a sampling. But the problem isn't confined to these states. Nationwide, black children overwhelmingly lack proficiency in math and reading. Lack proficiency in math. It doesn't say that they don't know how to do math. It does not say that they don't know how to read. It says they can't do math or read proficiently. To use, and I guess this is a teacher who made this statement. Listen closely to this. This teacher said that those students are functionally illiterate, meaning they are unable to manage daily living and employment tasks. And she asks, how can our society progress if a major segment of our country cannot read? Now, they're always putting articles and information like this out. This is a constant, non-stop attack on black males and black Americans in general. Excuse me. Not males. This is against black Americans in general. Right? This is an attack on black Americans. Their goal is to constantly project black Americans as a useless population, as a population of people that are of no benefit to the country and as only a detriment. That's their goal. But let me ask y'all something. Who decides whether or not you can read proficiently? Who decides that? And who made them God? I didn't see this test. I didn't test these students. I didn't test their reading skills. This is one of those tests that they conducted behind closed doors. And they come out the room and say, oh, Tyrone cannot read proficiently. Have a nice day. And slow down, pump the brakes. That's not going to work with me. That's not going to fly at all. They can't read proficiently. Is that even an important thing to point out? Obviously it is, right? Because they're saying that these people are functionally illiterate, that they cannot read. Really? People, that's an outright lie. That's an outright lie. You should be able to actually look up the literacy rate in the United States. Can we look it up now? How many of you have already looked it up? I've looked it up already. It's like 87% of black Americans are literate. 87%. For white Americans, it's like 91%, right? I'm sure you all got Google. But for the sake of this video, we're going to look it up. What percent of, let's do Black Americans are literate. Literate meaning you can read, you're just not proficient. What is proficient? Right? What? Who decides what is and what is not proficient? And of course, you get different results depending on where you're looking. They say about 91% of white Americans are literate. So about 9% of white Americans are illiterate. And about, I guess, 13% of black Americans, well, not 13%, yeah, something like that. 87%. Now look at this. For some people wondering, do you think an illiterate person would be able to graduate? A person who can't read at all wouldn't even be able to graduate. And yet, 81% of black students graduate. So, is this illiteracy? Is it holding us back from doing anything? This doesn't include the students who attain a GED. And no, you cannot graduate if you cannot read. Everybody should know that. You wouldn't even be able to read the directions. So something's not adding up. 81% of black students graduate from public schools in the United States, yet 85% of them allegedly can't read proficiently. Whoop-de-doo. They have basic reading skills, don't they? Yeah, because those are not the same. Basic level reading and being proficient is two different things. So this is essentially a worthless statistic that they have exaggerated and blown all out of proportion. Right? Think about that. What type of statistic is that? Why would you even point something like this out? You're desperate. You're desperate. These people bend over backwards to come up with negative articles, material to put out on black Americans. 85% of us can't read proficiently, but yet we graduating just fine. Like, what are you even talking about? And again, who decides what is and what is not proficient? Listen, it could be the use of ebonics. If a black student reads a word and they actually say it in ebonics, the teacher can say, boom, you're not a proficient reader. Okay, are we understanding this, people? I want everybody to be clear on this. These little games that they play, you can't fall for them. These little tricks that they play, you can't fall for them. They're always trying to run these little weird, insecure tricks. Desperate to project us in a negative light. That itself is what bothers me about racists. Their obsession with us and trying to project us in a negative light. That alone proves that they got mental disorders. severe mental disorders. It's not us with the problem, people. So be prepared, because this sort of grew legs. And when you look at the comment section, you don't really see anybody taking on this subject. You see this? Look at the comment section. It's filtered for the top comments. Okay? Look at the one at the top. FBAs have over 50,000 inventions. Just because you're bilingual, here, let me blow this up a little bit. Just because you're bilingual doesn't mean you're intelligent. His people are bilingual because he was colonized. Foundation of Black Americans, okay. See, nobody's dealing with that. Nobody's taking it on. And that is why I decided to. I want us to stay ready. We have to stay ready, and we have to pack real ammunition. The youth is watching. The youth is listening. Okay? The young boys, maybe even the young girls, are listening. Okay? And they hear guys like this guy who called up. And they need to know how to respond, what to say, and how to categorize information like this. Don't talk to me about no study. That's first of all. Whenever you hear that, according to a study, cross it off. Just ignore it. Do not listen to their little stupid studies, because you can twist and turn a study into whatever you want it to be. Lord, Lord, Lord. It's sad, isn't it? It's pathetic, isn't it? That people are so insecure that they bend over backwards to get a one-up on us. Us, the former slaves. Y'all always trying to project us as unintelligent, childlike, inferior. People are obsessed. They're obsessed with trying to prove and project us as inferior. And it's crazy because these people, they have nothing to do with us. You from Kenya, right? You from Bosnia. Why are you out here trying to argue that Black Americans can't read? Why are you out here trying to argue? Why are you talking about us, period? People, this is a dangerous level of obsession, if you ask me. Nobody should be this obsessed with another group of people. Nobody. And in this call, they segue into culture, as they always do. In fact, this is related to culture. They start talking about culture. And they get around to music. Let me see if I can skip. My apologies for not getting that time stamp. But the caller points out that Black Americans invented country music. And he pointed out that the banjo came from West Africa, came from Africa. And the banjo was instrumental in the creation of blues or country music. So he's like, yeah, he's pulling out the pom-poms, say, hey, us Africans are really the ones who pioneer, right? We had a hand in the creation just because it was a banjo. And Tariq asked him, say, hey, well, where are your musical stars? who used that banjo and made hit records? How come you don't have the type of musical geniuses and influencers, innovators? Where is the African version of, this artist, that artist? If y'all created the banjo, and of course, the foreigner, he didn't have an answer. Now, he says something that I've heard several times, and I've never gotten around to dealing with this. He said the only reason black Americans have so much influence is because we are alongside white Americans. They're saying it's really white people's influence. The only reason black Americans have so much influence is because of white Americans. We're in daddy's house. It's Big Daddy White Man who projects American television across the world. I'm sure some of you've heard this. Oh, you black Americans, there's nothing special about you black Americans. The whole world listens to your music simply because your white daddy puts you and your music on the TV and it's broadcasted around the world. So essentially, they're saying, hey, if our culture was broadcasted around the world like that, we would be just as influential as you black Americans are today. And I'm going to disagree with that as well. That is a lie. I want all the Africans, Jamaicans, I don't care where you're from, all the blacks in the diaspora. That is a lie. That is an outright lie. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying here. They are saying that the only reason black Americans are influential, have the most influence, the only reason we are influential on other people in the world is because we are in America. We are American. And if they had their native music and cultures broadcasted for the world to see, they would be the ones who were influential, and us black Americans will have to take a back seat to their influence. That is a ridiculous lie. Y'all know it's a lie. That's the funny part. Let me tell you something. No matter how many times they put y'all's music on the radio, it will never stick. Y'all's music will never pop off. If y'all's music came on the radio 3 times a day, guess what? People would turn the radio station 3 times a day. That's the only effect it would have. I don't care how often people hear y'all's music and see y'all's dances. It will always be rejected. Y'all's music is weak. Okay, am I being clear? Your music is weak. It's not powerful music. Do not sit there and tell me that this, and this is a good one. This No. That music is just not popping. It's not popping. It's horrible. Why does it have to sound like that? Why? I mean, where's the soul? Where's the swagger? Where's the style? That sounds horrible. That's horrible. I've said before, music is the most organic element of culture, because there's nothing that anybody can do to nullify it, to dampen it. It's a direct expression of the people's spirit. This music is weak. It will never pop off. I don't care how many times this gets played on the radio. It would never pop off. Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
You got over on me, Fraulein. Word around
Okay.
on the streets is that they fired you.
Sorry about that. Understand, I'm dealing with their native music. I'm dealing with their native music. Because all the music that we stand on came directly from our mind. It came directly from our minds. White people didn't have nothing to do with the music that we created. And we just didn't sound like this. Weak. Where's the energy? Where's the soul? Why are you so lazy? Put some spirit, put some soul into it. Get into it. No. Stop. Can y'all at least admit that we have musical culture? Y'all love talking about, you have no culture, you have no culture. We have music. And guess what? Our music is powerful. Y'all's music is not. And it's such a difference. It's such a huge difference. I'm flabbergasted at it. I can't believe y'all made music that sound like this. I have always wanted to have a discussion with y'all about how garbage this music sounds. There's no swag, there's no rhythm, there's no soul. What's up with that? How did y'all pull that off? It's like was y'all's aim to make horrible music? This sounds like people just went in the backyard and started beating on trash cans. not music. What is he doing? Was he doing that on rhythm? We supposed to dance to this? Unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Do not talk to us about culture. If we don't have no culture, why does our music sound so much better than y'all's? Understand, Black Americans have global influence musically. No matter what country you go into, you're going to find a segment of their population that raps, that listens to rap, and that rap themselves. R&B, you're going to find pop. You may even see them break dancing, dancing like us, using our lingo. You want to tell us we don't have culture? Why can't we find this music in all countries around the world? How come they're not picking up this music in Scandinavia and Botswana? Instead, everywhere you go, you find our culture, Black Americans. And I think this is where much of the hostility comes from that people have for us. They see that, and it's such a display of insecurity on your part. You can't just accept that we have a lot of influence musically. So they just want to attack us. Oh, you have no culture. You don't know who you are. Okay. And I don't know what they mean by that. We're American. I've said several times, the most accurate description of us is American. We are the true Americans. As Tariq has pointed out several times, our culture came directly from us. We got it from the mud. Much of what they describe as American culture came from Black Americans. So listen, y'all have no idea how crazy y'all sound when you go on and on about how we don't have culture and don't know ourselves. When y'all are the textbook definition of a wannabe. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Sitting up there trying to give us a lecture on how we don't know ourselves and don't have no culture, when I can go into each and every one of y'all's country and find a section of your population rapping, doing pop and R&B dances, singing like us, dressing like us. No matter who you are, I can find a percentage of your population trying to be like us. I won't say trying to be like us. Influenced by us in our culture. So give it a rest, all of you people around the world who want to give us a lecture, no matter what is the lecture on. Go lecture your own people. Don't talk to us about reading and math until you've gotten your own people proficient at reading and math. Don't talk to us about culture. Okay? Because at least musically, I like to rub this in people's faces because it's irrefutable. Musically, Black Americans are ahead of their time. It's abnormal. The level of influence. I'm just talking musically. is extremely abnormal. And again, music is the most organic element of a people's culture. That's how you find out how sophisticated, how talented a group of people are. And the difference between our expression of spirit is light years, just like day and night, much different from everybody else's. And guess what? We didn't get none of it from y'all. So you know what that means? That's our culture. Here it is. We've been singing in front of the world for decades, and y'all still can't do it. Y'all can't just jump up and sing like Black Americans. And why is that? Why is it that we can sing and have soul, but when y'all sing, when y'all dance, there ain't no soul? It's boring. It sounds like a bunch of just yelling. There's nothing is on beat. There's no rhythm. This stuff don't make you want to get up and dance. And this is folk. This makes you want to turn it off. Get up and dance. That's weak. Can we be real for a minute? Y'all have had, I don't know how long to evolve this music. Why does it still sound this weak? Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Y'all's music is not popping. Boring. It hardly sounds like music. Honestly, it sounds more like noise. Y'all just making noise. Yeah, look at this culture, nigga. You want this, huh, nigga? No, no thank you. No thank you. Go on ahead with your little bata drums and your little congo and your banjos, and crash out with y'all little tap music. It's not popping. And what's this dancing? What you doing there, bro? What kind of rug you cutting? Why is the dances so lame? This is what I'm talking about. Y'all don't have no spirit. This is what it boiled down to. Y'all constantly want to talk about culture and the difference between, okay, let's talk about it. Where's y'all's energy? It's like y'all half dead. Look at him. Look at him. Look, this dude look bored right here. Even the dude dancing, he look halfway alive. Boy, sit down somewhere. Go sit down. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Go sit down somewhere, boy. Y'all are, none of this is popping. Your dances ain't popping. Your music ain't popping. Okay? Your choruses ain't popping. You ain't got no catchy, y'all ain't even got no catchy choruses. I was looking at a video earlier today, trying to look at their dances. Have y'all ever looked at the dances they have over there? Man, these dances are goofy. And I don't care where you from. And I ain't even trying to hate, but y'all keep wanting to go on and on and on and on about this. Where's your culture? You have no culture. You have no culture. Okay, let's talk about what little culture we do have. And flat out, we have created our own cultural music. True or false? That's the truth. How does our cultural music compare to y'all's cultural music? It blows it out the water. You don't have to listen to our music 100 times to like it. Soon as you hear it for the first time, you know you listening to something special. But I don't care how many times you listen to this, hell, it'll probably get worse the more you listen to it. What you doing, boy? What are you doing, boy? Man, don't dance like that. What are you doing? So you think that the entire world would pick up on this and start doing it if y'all was on TV the way we're on TV? You got jokes, right? Y'all got jokes. These dudes shaking, they out here twerking. Twerking. Really? You think Japan is gonna make their version of this? You think in China and Saudi Arabia they gonna make their version of this? Get it popping? This is weak. And I'm not trying to insult or degrade. This is musical. So everything is fair, right? This is whack. And it's a loaded statement. Y'all's spiritual expression is weak. And I'm telling y'all, this discussion, it's not easy for me. This hurts. To have to tell y'all, to have to examine the differences between us and y'all, this hurts. But this is what y'all begging for. And it's not just the Africans, it's not just the blacks. It go for everybody. Puerto Ricans, I don't care who you are or where you from. You from Guatemala, I don't care where you from. Your music is garbage. It's garbage. It ain't gonna make nobody get off the dance floor. And I'm talking about y'all's cultural music. I'm not talking about the music where y'all imitating us. I'm not talking about y'all's version of rap, pop, or R&B. Can we have a real discussion? I don't care where you from. Y'all's music is not popping. Can we stop having this discussion now? Can y'all stop trying to tell us that we ain't got no culture now? I don't want to have to keep going over this. I don't want to have to keep highlighting how goofy and unwanted y'all's culture is. I don't want y'all's music. I don't want y'all's food. I don't want to be eating that stuff y'all eating. No, I'm good. And again, what's up with these dances? What's up with these dances? And why they're all this? There ain't no energy in this, man. Okay, what is this? You've got to be kidding me. Do y'all really think us black Americans, do y'all think we look at this and get jealous? We look at this and we happy that we ain't get stuck in a culture like this. I'm sorry, but y'all not grooving right now. I'm not moving. I'm not bopping my head. I'm not jamming at all. Y'all's spirit don't move me. It don't touch me. And that's what our music was known for. Touching people's soul, making you feel it, making you want to move, want to dance. That's a hell of an accomplishment. Where we have nothing. And yet the basic, most simple thing that we do have revolutionized music forever. Music will never operate outside of the blueprint that we've laid. Never. You're going to always have rap, R&B, pop, jazz. And this is recent stuff. We just getting started. And this is why y'all go on and are obsessed with us. You insecure. Okay, is this their dances? Why the dances gotta look so corny? That's corny. Y'all not jamming. Y'all ain't cutting no rug. You're not grooving. Y'all not grooving. Don't nobody want to get up and do this. You know how you see a tight dance and you want to do it yourself? Look at them. What is this? That's lame. That is lame. That is garbage. It look like y'all trying to be whack. Y'all trying to be whack. Lord, look at them just jumping up and down. The hell? Y'all really that much out of ideas? The only thing you can think to do is jump up and down? Lord, Lord, Lord. Lord have mercy. And y'all talking about us? I see why y'all talking about it. No, she bopping her head as if they jamming. No, it ain't popping like that, sister. She moving her head and neck as if they getting down. No, you ain't getting down. What? Wow. Each and every time, each and every song, bland, weak, whack, garbage, no rhythm, no soul, no energy. Don't talk to us about culture. We are here to revolutionize culture. You just shut up and sit down somewhere. Everybody who got something to say, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Food, that's not as important as culture. Because you notice food, everybody share food. You got some dishes in Nigeria, rice, chicken, and with tomatoes, and well, you got tomatoes everywhere. You find tomatoes in dishes all across the world. That's really nothing that's unique. The most unique cultural element is music. Nothing ranks above music. And when it comes to music, Nobody even comes close. Nobody comes close to black Americans. More specifically, Americans. We are the true Americans. Y'all better understand that. We were over here for a long time by ourselves. Over there in Africa, especially during colonization, y'all were moving country to country, state to state, or country to country. Y'all were migrating here, migrating there, and you had a bunch of mixing going on. You had a bunch of foreigners, a bunch of mixing. It was to the point where you'll find people who mix with West African and East African, because you had a number of waves of migration from East Africa to West Africa, from North Africa, and this went on for thousands of years. But us over here in America, we stayed untouched. I believe black Americans are some of the purest blooded people on earth. And I believe that's one of the things that contributes to our unique sound. It's probably the primary thing that contributes to our unique sound. Okay? And that's another thing people keep bringing up. They just don't believe that we were here before, the Europeans came. But look at how different we are from continental Africans. Why didn't we bring that whack music over here with us? Why didn't we over here start jumping up and down in one spot, doing goofy dances and making goofy garbage music? No, we were here. We are the native people. You all are in our homeland. And we black Americans excel because this is our homeland. This is our spiritual homeland. So please, pump the brakes, give it a rest. Nobody's sweating your little culture, whatever your culture is. Don't nobody care nothing about your little food, your little clothes, okay? And really, y'all really just need to pipe down with that. Because there's too many people in your homeland into our culture. I mean, get a load of these people. You have no culture. Yet there's segments of all of y'all's population rapping, listening to our music. You involved in something that came from us. And I'm sorry, I gotta reflect again on how just whack and lame and boring this music dance, this is so whack. Listen, it's beautiful that you got culture. That's beautiful. But listen, I don't care who you are. If you make a whack song, I'm gonna tell you it's whack. That ain't nothing personal. That is not disrespectful either. Y'all's song and these it's not even dancing. What you jumping up and down for? That don't look slick. You ain't cutting a rug. It don't look good. It's not entertaining. You're not moonwalking. You're not doing the robot. This is not a dance. It's not pleasing to watch. Just jumping up and down. Black American, we have never been this boring and lame. This is just horrible. I don't want to hear nothing from any African ever again in your natural life. When y'all got goofy music and dances like this. These dudes jumping up and down. Boy, sit down and make some good music. Jumping up and down, doing cartwheels as if they jamming. Got this goofy music and y'all doing backflips. What the hell is this? What is this? Man, if y'all don't stop, we jealous of this right here. The hell? Whoa, that's a dance? Was that a dance? What makes y'all think we jealous of this? We can do this too. We can do this. Anybody can do this. These jokers, they all got sandals on too. What's with all this jumping? Everybody all across the country be jumping in one spot. That's why y'all can't dance. Spend too much time jumping. What you keep doing that it don't look good? Wow. Wow. What a waste of energy. Man, if you gonna get up off your ashy behind, stand up and actually start using energy, you better at least cut a rug, man. What kind of dancing is this? We take way more pride in dancing and singing than this. What is this? Wow, that's so boring. I've never understood what was so captivating about watching a bunch of people do this. Okay, that is it. That is it. That is the end of discussion. I don't care. All blacks, not just blacks. I don't care what you are. White. I don't want to hear nothing about our culture no more. I don't say nothing about our culture. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Keep your mouth shut. When it comes to black Americans, the only thing y'all need to say, the only thing I want to hear from y'all is that foundational black Americans deserve reparations. Other than that, keep quiet. And I'll end it there.